Yahushua. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahushua. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahushua. Shalak. Rayam. Why? Ainash. Why? Haragi. Why? Mishpani. Why? Gador. Mawat. Ow. Kor. Adawani. Why? Kawaya. What? Ayab Yanawa. Baba Kashab. Shalak. Ash. Ba. Shem. Bayat. Baba Kashab. Shabar. What? Abad. Ayab Yanawa. Baba Kashab. Shabar. Ha. Makai. Shur. Ha. Ayab Yat. Baba Kashab. Sir. Ma. Kayal. Ba. La. Masapai. The water. Amen. Mashiach. Wamalat. Yahushua. Kwam Yashala.
I just want to dive straight into it. The day of doom. Right? Bring out 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 1. Bring it out.
All right. So the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse number 1. It says what? Nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number.
A lot of men are going to be taken. This isn't a taken such as getting kidnapped. This is a taken meaning destroyed. Utter destruction. By any way that the Most High God sees fit. Whether that may be by the means of a bear, perhaps a gun, a sword, your neighbor, those that are within your own house. They're going to be taken away in great number because all hell is going to break loose. And when hell breaks loose, people get frantic. When you get frantic, you get scared. When you get scared, you get violent. When people get nervous, they got two modes. They call it fight or flight. And in this day of doom is going to provoke a lot of fighting. A lot of people are not going to flight and run off. No, they're going to fight for their lives. When there's a lack of food in your pantry, you're going to ball up your fist. Hey, Chuck, open up. My household is hungry. And Chuck's going to have a shotgun behind the door and say, yeah, come in. Let me show you something. Bill. And he's going to blast it away into the heavens. That was in the movie, with that boat that came to shore. Is that White Lion?
Lead the world behind.
Yep. Hey, he said, what you doing? He had a gun on his steps. What you doing? He said, my kid, he's really sick. We need to do something for him. He said, so what?
He said that was the old way.
He said that was the old way. And that was the old way. When you knock on your neighbor's door, can I have a little bit of sugar, a little bit of salt? You can't do that now. You do that now, you're getting blown to pieces. You're getting cut down like a tree. Bring that out.
Okay, this is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 5, reading on. It says what? And the way of the truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
And this land will utterly be barren of faith because it's going to come a point in time where men, they're not going to be out there on the highways and byways, shaking their hand, bringing out the words, bringing out flyers, fishing, teaching. Those days will be as the days of old. Those days shall soon cease because the Lord's going to withdraw that wisdom. The doors are closed. If you ever try to go to a restaurant or your favorite food shop at night and they just close the door, you kind of feel that sense of defeat.
Yep.
Oh my goodness, what am I going to eat now? That's what men is going to do in a spiritual level. What am I going to eat now?
Got to look for other options.
Malachi isn't out here.
Right.
He can't break down Deuteronomy to me. Anah isn't out here. Who shall surely break down Matthew 24 and 1 through 3? Who's going to do these things? And then they're just going to get thirsty and hungry. When we get real hungry, you get pretty desperate.
Yeah.
You look at somebody, they look walking like a chicken wing.
Yes, desperate times call for desperate measures.
Desperate times calls for desperate measures. And you're going to eat any type of so-called spiritual wisdom that's out there. All those bug outs, they're going to be selling out their unclean meats, unclean wines. Hey, take this, brother. And in that cup is Islam. Allah said, go to the corner and pray in the open. And then he shall deliver you.
Yep.
I mean, lo and behold, you're going to get destroyed doing that.
False prophets.
A lot of that's the time for false prophets to arise, right?
It's perfect time.
That's perfect. And they're going to beguile you with their wisdom and doctrine. And remember, strange doctrine is nothing but a slut. It's a whore. It's a whore. Bring it out.
Reading on, it says what? Second Ezra 5 and verse 2. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. And the land which thou seest now to have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly.
And you know, wickedness is only going to get worse. These crimes are only going to increase. These gunshots at night, they're only going to get louder and louder. I mean, at first, you may not hear any, and then you kind of hear from afar, what was that? And you're going to hear it outside your door. And sin is only going to get rapidly worse and wicked. You have men, they're dressing up as furries. If you don't know what that is, Google it. If you don't want to Google it, that's fine. But men are pulling up the outfits like a fur ball. Yeah. And they doing popping at night, man. I'll let you put two and two together, but they just doing freaky, weird, exotic, freaky stuff, man. Things that really can't be said, right? But the whole point is to illustrate that wickedness is surely but increasing. What else do you have now? A robosexual? People are actually defending robosexuals. I saw it. Well, hold on. This is my clinker. Hold on. Leave him no harm.
Just clanking.
Yeah, we just clinking at night.
Yeah.
Smoking that oil.
Oh, more slide. Fixing metal.
Yeah, I'm just fixing that metal pipe. Yeah, you fixing something, all right.
It's kind of rusty.
Huh?
It's kind of rusty here. Pulling up the robots, man. Yeah, that's sick.
Let me get Psalms 14 and 2.
All right, book of Psalms, chapter 14 and verse number 2 says what? The Lord looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand and seek God.
The Lord is looking down at heaven, and just looking down from heaven, examining men with a magnifying glass. Men on a carnal level, you examine your house. You kind of seeing, is this in order? Is that in order right there? Do I need to do more of this? You examine things as a carnal man, right? To make sure everything is structured. But how much more the Heavenly Father? He's weighing things into balances too. He's looking at your sins, your good deeds, what you said that one day, how you treated that one brother. If you're doing this accordingly, if you fell short on your word, if you ate that pork, or if you did something you wasn't supposed to do. The Lord's looking at all these things. And not only that, he's looking to see who is diligently seeking him, which is a terrifying thing to hear from the Lord. Most High didn't have to reveal that to Isaiah and to men. And David, I'm looking at you. That's scary, man. Yeah, I wish I was looking at the men casting in their alms. Imagine coming up and you had no alms to give. That in your pockets. Nice time, Yahushua. Hey, I wish I could have just did this. There's no telling what he could have did. He could have crushed your spirit, man. Kind of just hewing you down. Mm-hmm. I mean, the Lord could have did anything, man. There's so many wonders that they're not all written, right? So 3 more. Let me get 1 Corinthians 1 and 22.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1, right? And verse 22. Reads, it says what? For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom. But we preach Hamashiach crucified, unto the Jews a stumbling block, and unto the Greeks foolishness.
Right, this ties back to 2 Ezra 5 and 1. Right, the Greeks seek after a sign. These are Israelite Greeks, mind you. Right, men seek after a sign. Well, when's this? When's this day? When's this? When's my next appointment? Men seek after signs. So naturally, in their carnal mind, they're going to seek after a sign from Most High on determining how he's going to come back, when he's going to come back. Even our forefathers, the apostles, asked, right? When shall the end times be? Right? That's Matthew 12 and 39. He said, what's going to happen in the end? Let's see it. Let's see about it, man. You're going to see blood moons. You're going to see riots in cities. You're going to see a figurehead that's over a country abusing his power to the point where he's literally, with his right hand, executing military might upon cities and devouring the poor in every which way, which will bring out
12, 41, 39. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 12, and verse number 39. It says, what? But he answered and said unto them, an evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given to it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. For as Jonas was 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation and shall condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonas.
See, they had a sign, they had a warning. They had Jonah to say something. Jonah told them to repent or else. They kind of took heed, they hearkened, they digested his words and their actions. I mean, it changed. But men, in these last days, even with Yahushua, they didn't give a damn. They saw all these wonders that the book could literally not contain, and it wasn't enough.
Reading on, it says, what? The men of Nineveh shall rise in judgment with this generation and shall condemn it, because they repented at the preaching of Jonas, and behold, a greater than Jonas is here.
Right? And Yahushua is greater than Jonas. Right? It is what it is. That's not putting down Jonas. This is Yahushua died for your sins. Go ahead.
Reading on, it says, what? The queen of the south shall rise up in judgment with this generation and shall condemn it, for she came from the uttermost parts of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon.
That's Queen of Sheba, of course, but with that, you can go to the next one, which is Isaiah 5:21.
Bring it out.
It's like in Matthew 24:3.
It's the book of Matthew, right? Chapter 24 and verse number 3. It says what? And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
That's the day of doom. When shall the day of doom appear? A lot of men is watching. When are they going to get into what's going on? It's a build up, man. The same way that the new moon builds up to be a new month.
That's right.
So we're building up to it, man. The Lord builds up the things. Right? You got the cool of the day, and you got the heat of the day. But it all builds up. That's what movies do. That's what books do. Right? You got the intro, then you got the climax, then you got the ending. When shall the day of doom be? So this is a question that stands the time of millennium, of where men pondered and wondered, to the point where certain religions, they just came up with their own ideology. They say, oh, spaghetti monster, he's going to come out the sky. Then that's going to be the end. Other men, they say, no, Allah, he's going to come down on a camel or on a carpet, and he's going to come with his 42 virgins. And volcano eruption. It's going to be a volcano eruption. The volcano god Rahma, right? All these strange ideas on when the end shall be. Let's hear it out Yahushua's mouth.
Bring it out. Reading on, verse number 4. It says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
That's the first thing he said, because Yahushua perceived men saying anything when it comes to the day of doom. Ask the Arabic man, what's going to happen in the end? First of all, Muhammad, he's going to come down with his 42 virgins, and he's going to give you some wine, and, you got to dance, do a little circle, and then you got to go to Mecca, and then you got to do the pilgrimage. And don't forget to kiss the stone. And you got to come back and kiss my feet.
Right.
So there's no ending. There's no end to their madness. Ask a Christian, when should the end be? What's going to happen? Well, good Lord Jesus is going to come down, and there's going to be a rainbow over his head, and he's going to take our hands.
We're going to go to heaven.
We're going to go to heaven. And we're going to be ascended up into the clouds. And we're all going to have angel wings.
Right.
And we're going to be in the clouds like the movie Down to Earth, where they saw P. Diddy, or not Diddy, they saw Biggie and Tupac in heaven, in the VIP section. Right. That's their vision of heaven. But before that happens, they say we're all going to be ascended up into these physical clouds that we see today. Right. But we understand that to be the chariots. So that's why Yahushua said, be not deceived. Because a lot of men are going to be deceived by the doctrine of these strange women.
Reading on, it says what? Verse number 5, for many shall come in my name. So like it's, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
And many are going to come in the name of Christ, right? Having the ability to deceive. And some men are going to be devoured. Some men are going to be like, okay, I didn't know. Thank you. And it just be destroyed.
Verse number 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Hey, the Lord, he building it up. He building it up right here. He said you're going to hear wars, but that still won't be the end.
Got to build up to that climax.
Amen. And you would think, well, what's bigger than a war? Men dying and nuclear weapons, right, and an arrow shooting across the sky.
Worse.
Hey, what's worse than war? Let's find out.
Reading on, it says what? For nation shall rise against nation,
my God,
and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these things are the beginning of sorrows. Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you.
Hey, who is this they? This is Esau. These are the men who claim to know God. These are the same men that profess that you're doing wickedly by calling out the nations on the highways and byways every Friday and Saturday. These men are going to claim that they're doing the service of God by destroying you, slicing your throat, torturing you, yanking out your nuts and bolts, just doing all weird manner of madness. They're going to torture us, man. God. What did they do to the 7 Maccabees brothers?
Scalp that.
They didn't play Monopoly with him. They didn't give him a chili dog. They sliced him up. They cut out the tongue. They got real graphic and vulgar. It was a horror movie.
Reading on, it says, what? Then they shall deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Hey, that love of many. That one moment, say, shalom, brother. Brother gonna give you that you a lot. Say what, nigga?
Will change to different men in that day. You know, wicked men. You know, anything to benefit them for their pleasure. You know, whether it be food, you know, wives, because women gonna get took in that day as well. Yeah. It's gonna be a very dangerous day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I have one more. I want to point where the blood. Right here, verse 29. It says, what? It's book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Right. This kingdom, this infrastructure, all the wisdom and power and men and money that Babylon, these princes, these kings of the earth put into their society shall soon be shaken. This is their heaven. This is their establishment. I mean, they hang flags everywhere to represent, hey, this is what we've done, right? This flag represents and represents America to this fullest totality. And so it's going to be shaken to the ground. And when things are shaken, they get destroyed. So as for the stars, what is that? That's thermonuclear destruction, ICBM missiles, rockets, the B-2 bombers. These are their different military mights, as well as the nations falling down upon men and everything that they built up, fulfilling the prophecy of the Lord saying that they shall build, but surely shall I throw down. Gone. And you're going to throw down like a madman. The Lord is a man of war, and yet he's going to pull out his glittering sword and wreak havoc upon Joe, upon these are Edomite names, by the way, right? I'm just typically saying, right? Billy, you know what I'm saying? You know, Billy, Brock. Tommy, Brock, right? Joe just popped in my mind, but you know, brother know what I mean. That's what's gonna happen, man. God. And that moon is gonna turn into blood. Meaning, and when you Google it, the blood moon just really refers to the prophetic doomsday of America. It's a great sign and a token in the sky. You look at that blood moon, you will, let me lock in. If it's not too late, you got signs and alarms on your phone. You got signs on the streets. You set signs when you got appointments for doctors and whatnot. So when you look at that moon, you're thinking that's a sign. This lines up with it. Acts 2 and Joel 2. Oh my God. All right, last one I'll close out with this. This brother's got it, Job 31 and 27.
This book of Job, chapter 31, and verse number 27. It reads thus. It says, and my heart have been secretly enticed, or my mouth have kissed my hand. This also were an iniquity to be punished by the judge, for I shall have denied the God that is above.
And some men, they're going to look at that moon and that blood moon and start worshiping it. You're going to get real lustful and real riled up in the spirit. And you just, I got to worship it. Some people are going to say, well, that's, what do they say with the stars? That's Jupiter and rising. Mm-hmm. That's Mercury retrograde. Oh, and now is the time for me to get this job. Yeah. Now is the time for me to talk to Dan. This is the sign. This is the sign that I was looking for. Yep. They're going to mishandle and misrepresent the signs that the Lord has given to men. for them to ready themselves, right? But with that, give me the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, verse 8. So the brother bringing it out, man. The final hour, the day of doom, a time of destruction that's coming on the earth. And the Lord is already bringing destruction on the earth, but like the brother is bringing out, it's going to increase, it's going to intensify. Evils will be multiplied on the earth, right? And just to touch on the point that the brother made, people are going to be dismayed at the signs of the times, right? I never forget, and I did a video about this probably about a year ago, right? The last solar eclipse we had, a woman, she was into astrology. She started bugging out about it, and she killed her whole family, man. I said, wow, man, this was sad. It was sick. She said, hold on. No, things got to be like this. No, things got to be like that. And she drove her family off a cliff.
Wow.
Right? All because she was freaking out about the solar eclipse and the signs of the times. So men's heart are going to fail them in these times that we coming into. Give me Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8, Cain.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 28, and verse number 8.
Right?
The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries.
Against what?
Against many countries.
And we prophesy against many countries. America, right? Russia, all these different countries wherein wickedness dwells, we prophesy against it. Read on.
And against great kingdoms of war.
Of what?
Of war.
So we prophesy of war. We're not prophesying of peace and flowers and lilies. Now, peace is coming to the nation of Israel, but before that peace comes, it has to be a time of tribulation. Read on.
And of evil.
And of what?
And of evil.
No, of good.
And of evil.
White Jesus.
And of evil.
Right? And of evil. So that's what we prophesying about. But see, the people of the earth, they say, hold on, why y'all talking about that? It's negative. We should be focused on the good of the world. Well, what good is there in the world?
Right.
There's nothing but evil in the world. Right? You got chomos, right? You got zoophiles. You got all manner of homosexuality. Transformations, all manner of wickedness. So what you talking about what's good in the world? There's nothing good in this world, just like the days of Noah. Read on.
And of pestilence.
And of what?
And of pestilence.
And of pestilence. Right? And you got the black virus, I believe that's what it's called.
Yeah, like plague.
The black plague is back on the earth, man.
Yeah.
You got rabbits hopping around with damn black barnacles on their face, man. And they infecting different animals. Read on.
It says what? Verse number 9. The prophet which prophesied for peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord have truly sent.
You see that? Now give me Amos chapter 5 and verse 13. So that's what the prophets prophesy about. If you come to hear us talk about love and lilies and flowers and cookies, you come to the wrong place. Because the Most High is also a God of balance. That's in Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 1. So we got to give you the good with the bad. You got it, King.
Amos 5 and 13. It says what? Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time.
And we're going to come into some times where we're going to keep silent in that day. We're not going to be out there on the highways and byways. It's not going to be a such thing as a YouTube anymore. Rumble, Odyssey, Daily Motion. All these platforms are going to be cut down. This is why our people have to hear the words of the Lord now. Repent now. Come back to the Lord now. Because the time is going to come where you can't repent. It's going to be over with. That's going to be the day of doom and the day of judgment. You got it, King.
It says what? For it is an evil time.
It is a what?
It is an evil time.
What's coming?
It is an evil time.
It is an evil time. Right? So during this new moon, we have to be reflective in the evil times that we're coming into. And that's the right spirit to be in. Because if you always in a spirit of mirth and jollity and just complacentness, you're not going to prepare yourself for what's to come. The Lord said you have to make yourself ready to the battle. You got it, King.
Verse number 14. Seek good.
Do what?
Seek good.
Seek good. What's good? Keeping the commandments of the Most High. Having the faith. Read on.
And not evil.
And what?
And not evil.
And not evil. Right? You got certain men that devise, okay, how can I transform? You know, how can we merge man with machine? And how can we do all manner of sick things on the earth? I mean, I'm sure brothers and sisters see articles day in and day out about the so-called white man enterprises and what he plans to do on the earth.
right? Take a look at what's going on in Washington, D.C. The so-called white man is cracking down on the tribes, man. First, he started with the northern tribes just to see how much he could get away with, right? And you got them northern tribes over there on Alcatraz Island. And now a lot of them are dying from an unknown disease and illness. But the so-called white man is not talking about that. Why? Because he's poisoning those tribes over there on the islands. And now he got his eye toward the so-called black man. Right? And it's been a lot of false flags. You had a man that was shot on the 33rd floor. Now, what's the significance of 33? Right? That's one of their top Illuminati highest level 33 degree Mason. What'd you say, brother? That's the highest level of a Mason. That's the 33rd degree. Right? The highest level of masonry. 33rd degree. Right? And a man died on the 33rd floor. And then also that cop that got shot and cut down, he was 33 years old. So the so-called white man is using a lot of enchantments on the earth. But a lot of our people can't see it, man. But you got it, King.
Reading on, it says, what? Hate the evil, so like you seek good and not evil, that ye may live.
That ye may what?
That ye may live.
That ye may live. So we seek to live in the eyes of the Lord. So we have to keep the commandments and do right. I got two more precepts. Get a second Esdras, chapter 16 and verse 13.
Book of second Esdras, chapter 16 and verse number 13. It reads what? It says, for strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp.
Now, these arrows are talking about the nuclear missiles, right? But prior to the nuclear missiles, there's going to be things leading up to that, right? The Lord is not just going to send missiles raining down upon man when he's chilling. No, it's going to already be hell breaking loose, man. Read on.
It says what? His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss.
And shall not what?
And shall not miss.
So these missiles are not going to miss their targets. Read on.
It says what? When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, behold, the plagues are sent, and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled, and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow, which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not back. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again.
See that? So these plagues are not going to return again. So when the Lord pressed that button, so to speak, and cut the lights off, so to speak, he's not going to cut them back on, man. Once he hit that power switch, he's not going to cut it back on. Hey, when DTE come and turn off your power, you gotta pay that bill, man. Right? If you don't pay that bill, they're not going to turn the lights back on. It's not happening. Right? You owe them $50,000 in DTE. You owe $50K. Hey, once they hit them lights off, hey, it's over with, man. You can't try to negotiate it. No, you too much in the hole. So likewise, America, they're too much in the hole, man. There's nothing that America will be able to do to deliver and save itself. And you got the so-called white man, God bless America, this strong, mighty country. Right? Well, God is going to destroy this country, man. You got no kingdom lasts forever, man. Where's the Persian and the Medes right now? Where's the Egyptians? Right? They down there in the Sudan starving, man. They catching hell. Flies all on them. Yeah, they've been going through the famine for the last probably 1,000 years, man.
Okay. All praises.
Right? But you got it, King.
Reading on, it says what? Verse 17, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?
Who will deliver me in those days? So this is what Esdras is saying. And that proves regeneration. Why is Esdras saying who would deliver me in those days if he wasn't going to be back on the earth? That's playing upon tables. Read on.
Reading on, verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evil.
The beginning of what?
The beginning of evil.
The beginning of evils. Read on.
It says, what? What shall I do when these evils shall come?
And that's a question. What are we going to do when these evils shall come? You have to have faith and keep the commandments of the Most High. Yeah, brothers can stock up. Yeah, you can learn some military training, but ultimately that's not going to save you. Yeah, brother can save up all his life earnings to buy a bunker, but that's not going to save you in the day of the Lord. Your faith in your works is what's going to deliver you, and the mercy of the Most High. Right? Read on.
Reading on, it says what? Verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute.
Read on.
But for all these things,
They seeing all hell breaking loose. They seeing people die from famines. They seeing civil unrest. They seeing the quarantine. They see the pestilence on the earth. For all these things, read on.
it says what? But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness.
And they still gonna continue to be wicked, man. Best believe they're gonna be freaking off in Jacob's trouble, man. I don't think in Jacob's trouble, yeah, it's gonna be judgment and people dying, but it's also gonna be sin multiplied on the earth. You're gonna have women getting taken captive. You're gonna have men getting utterly cut down. You're gonna have people worshiping Satan and witchcraft and voodoo, trying to figure out how to deliver themselves, drinking blood, eating man, right? Doing all manner of wickedness on the earth. Read on.
Nor be always mindful of the scourge.
Nor be always mindful of the scourges. Read on.
Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth.
And that's right now. They think themselves to be in good case. Yeah, they got their Roku TV, 75 inches. They got a damn sofa they got from Gardner White. Yeah, they got the 4x4. They got all manner of pleasurable things, man. They got the marble counters. No, Jake love the marble counters, man. Right? And that goes back to Amos 6:3. They lie upon beds, ivory, stretch themselves out upon the couches. Right? You got people, they just don't give a damn about what's going on. You know what they worry about? NFL, the NBA, the latest celebrity gospel, right? The BET Awards, right? What's the hot topic in the world of Israel right now? 2/3. What's the hot topic? What they talking about now?
Football season just started back up.
The T app.
Yeah, the TI. Yeah, and that's, you know, everything, all this stuff is psyop and witchcraft because it was real talked about. Now it's like, nobody's really talking about it. So Esau put that out there to keep you distracted from some underhand witchcraft. It was big distraction. Read on.
Reading on, it says what? They shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow.
And give me verse 33.
Jump down to verse 33. The virgins shall mourn.
The what?
The virgins shall mourn.
The virgins are the young women. And right now, virgins are mourning right now. Now the dating scene is all jammed up. You can complain about that. I seen one video. It's these women, they went to it was like a bathing event. There was no men there, man. The virgins are mourning. Read on.
Having no bridegroom.
Having no what?
Having no bridegroom.
And a bridegroom is your husband. So, hey man, 50% of Black women are unmarried right now. That's almost half of the population. And that's only what they report. So, realistically speaking, maybe about 80% of Black women do not have a husband. Right? So the virgins are mourning, having no helpers. Right? Keep reading on to that, Kane.
Reading on, it says the women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed.
In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed. And on a low level right now, men are being cut down. Every chance you see men getting cut down, brother. I'm seeing men getting judged, shot down in the street. I just seen the Jake get put to death for his chain, man. So they said, give me that chain. And they shot him, man. And his last words was him gasping for life. Right? Crying out, please don't let me die. And then they kind of ran out. Hey man, get up, man. Hey man, get up, man. He's not getting up. He's now with the Lord.
That one Jake in Florida that got his car beat through from the cops. That's another one.
Yeah, he got his car beat through. The birth rates are decreasing globally, not just in the globe, even in Japan. With the U.S. seeing record low fertility rate, this decline is driven by various factors, including shifting societal norms,
economic concerns and delayed childbearing. And a lot of in Japan it's so bad, real quick, it's so bad that they trying to bring ham and judo over there to pop their woman. And I mean, I hate to be graphic, but that's what they said. They trying to bring them over there because something's just not happening.
A lot of you
Not
just
right.
taking up that offer, man.
Oh, okay. Nation woman. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of you jakes, you taking up that offer, man. You say, hey, man, we got to get out of America. Now, it is America is defiled. A lot of the women are westernized, right? But that don't mean go to another side of the world to try to get a woman, man. Right? You running out of your wits for women, man. You're traveling a far country, right? It tell you that men do that, man. They travel far countries. They meet with lions. Hey, you go over there in China, brother, you might not come back, man. I'm going to just tell you straight up and down. You got it, Kane.
Reading on, it says what? In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine.
And their what?
And their husbands shall perish of famine.
And their husband shall perish of famine. Famine is coming on the earth, man. What is a famine? A famine is a lack of food and water, right? Now you're going to have, hey, man, even brothers and sisters in the truth, they're going to be bugging out and losing their mind in that day. But this is why we do these type of lessons, to prepare your mind for what's coming on the earth. What type of watchmen will we be if we don't prepare you for what's coming?
That's right.
Right? We have to let you know this is the danger that's coming on the earth. Prepare yourself. Arm yourself with your sword and your ammunition, man. Right. Every man have sword in his hand for the darkness and the fear of the night. They tell you that. I believe that's in Song of Solomon. Why do we have swords in our hand? Because we know the evil that's coming on the earth, man. Now you got the Christians shooting up and really through the spirit, they doing this because deep down inside, they know we telling the truth, man. They are intimidated and in fear about the words of the Lord coming out.
That's right.
Right? So vocab alone, he's going to die from a famine.
Beautiful.
We can say that confidently, man. Why? Because he reject the words of the Lord. Well, you can keep reading out on that. Then I'll press to it.
Verse number 35. Hear now these things and understand them. Ye servants of the Lord.
Ye what?
Ye servants of the Lord.
Ye servants of the Lord. And we are the servants of the Most High God. How are we the servants? How do we know we're the servants? Because we serve the Lord. Right. Brothers right here at Keep a New Moon. Brothers could have been anywhere in the world right now. Brothers could have been in China with their feet up with a Moabite woman, man. Right? Brothers could have been in damn Australia somewhere, walking on the damn beach with a Hawaiian damn a shirt on, man. Yeah, the luau. The luau shirt with a coconut in his hand, drinking from a coconut.
Drinking the coach straw.
Yeah, with a straw on it. No, seriously, brothers could have literally been doing that, man. A brother could be at work right now. We're saying, look, I'm not going to keep the Sabbath day. I'm at work. I got to make my coins, my paper, right? So the fact that the Lord has us right here, right now, keeping the new moon, doing these lessons proves that we are the servants of the Most High.
Right.
You got it, King.
Reading on, it says what? Verse 36. Behold, the word of the Lord.
The what?
The word of the Lord.
The what?
The word of the Lord.
The word of the Lord. This is the word of the Lord, man. Right? And the Lord said he magnifies word above all his name. That's deep. That goes to show you that the words of the Lord, the prophecies, the covenants, the declarations that the Most High brung out is far greater than how man receives the Lord's name. That goes to show you the Lord put a lot of respect on his word above his name. Because the name of the Lord is Yahweh, but men really don't know that. So, but they know the words of the Lord. So the words of the Lord are far greater than the name of the Most High at this very moment. It's being magnified for. You got it, King.
It says what? Receive it.
Do what?
Receive it.
What do we have to do?
Receive it.
So we have to receive the words of the Lord. Read on.
Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake.
Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Don't believe Allah. Don't believe Caesar Borgia. Don't believe Buddha. Don't believe these gods of whom the Lord spake. Read on.
It says what? Behold, the plagues draw nigh.
That's it on that. Now give me Zechariah 8:16 and I'm going to pass it. So the Lord said, behold, the words of the Lord, receive it. That's deep. When he said that, that was really deep, man. Because he talked about all the plagues and all the hell that's coming on the earth. And he ended it off with, behold, the words of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods. But America said you freedom of religion. Where's that in the Bible?
Exactly.
You can't be free to worship Satan, man. You can't be free to sacrifice your children. You can't be free to bow down to a rock. Read on.
So the book of Zechariah, chapter 8 and verse 16. These are the things that ye shall do. Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor.
Do what?
Speak ye every man the truth to his
So
neighbor.
the Lord is literally telling us what to do in the last days. And you're going to have men in Jacob's trouble talk about, what do I do? What do I do? Right? All these lessons, all these videos, all this water was coming out, but your vessel was empty. Right? That's like going to the well and you come back with no water. And then your father asks, what happened? Oh, I got distracted. Well, he's going to get on you, man. And then he's going to have to go tell a woman to go to the well and draw the water. But here it is. He sent you to do it, but you don't want to do it because you got distracted by the harlots at the well. You got it.
Speak ye every man the truth to his neighbor. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates.
Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates. Your gates represents your leadership and your nations. So we have to be the men that stand up and execute judgment. Don't be that brother that's just sitting in the house all day. Well, I'm just teaching my family. Well, that's cool, brother, but you gotta put your hand to the plow, some form of fashion. Now we know every brother isn't a teacher, every brother isn't a counselor, but you have helps. It speaks about that in 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter. So even if you don't fully join the camp, still help out camps. Send alms. Go out and hear the words of the Lord.
That's right.
Right? Do something profitable for the ministry. Not sitting on your ass all day, man.
Exactly.
Read on.
It says what? Verse number 17. And let none of you imagine evil in your hearts against his neighbor, and love no false oath.
Do what?
Love no false oath.
What God say?
Love no false oath.
Love no false oath. No false promises. No empty dreams. Because what's a false oath? The American dream, right? Believing that you're going to be that guy in America and you're going to get filthy rich. I'm going to be honest, man. Brothers, you got to come out of that. It's okay to have money. It's okay to support your family. But a brother got dreams of being a billionaire. Come out of that, man.
That's
It's
right.
not going to happen. I'm gonna crush your dreams. It's not going to happen, man.
Crush.
Yeah, brother, I'm going to be a billionaire one day. Well, hold on. What have you read this week? Well, whoa. And now he's saying, well. Right? You got it, King.
It says what? For all these things that I hate, saith the Lord.
All these things do I hate, saith the Lord. So the Lord hates false oaths. A false oath is just a broken or empty promise. And the American dream is that broken and false oath. And we cannot love it because the Most High hate it. And with that, I yield.
I want to see something real quick too. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, again, we was touching on it yesterday. America's been around, this civilization has been around for about 250 plus years. They had 250 plus years to get it right. And really a little bit longer, to be honest, because they landed around 1492. You understand? And so with all this amount of time, with all this leisure, damn. I mean, I'd be a damn fool. I'll look like I have an egg on my face for me to believe in Esau when he tells me I can do anything I want. I look like an asshole, I'm gonna be honest. I'm like a jerk. 250 years and you telling me I can do whatever I want? I mean, my grandparents would have been billionaires. Don't tell me now at the last end when all hell's gonna break loose, you can do whatever you want. You can be, you can be a millionaire, buddy. Yeah, shut up. Let me get Ezekiel 12 and 23.
Okay.
See, and these men, what they have are called visions. I have a big dream. My dream is to make it to the top, make it to the big leagues. I want the white picket fence with the dog, the 2.3 children on the backyard. I want the big master grill, pool back there. I want my neighbors, Tom and Daniel, to marvel at my house and my property. I want the bird, the blue jay, to come on my mailbox every morning when I step outside the door, my robe and my coffee and my newspaper and the car and the milk right there. And the mailman just kind of waving, hey, how you doing? Hey, forget about it.
Right.
This isn't the 60s anymore. And if it was, you're not a white man, right? Only the white man could live that dream.
Yeah, Jake wasn't even living like that in the 60s, man. Jake was trying to fight for his so-called freedom, getting sick by dogs, getting hosed down by the so-called white man in his fire department. So you didn't have that dream in the 60s or the 50s, man. Right? That was only the so-called white man with his white picket fence, right? With the family and the dog and, the nanny. And you didn't have a nanny, man. So you're not going to live that American dream. Hate to break it to you. Got it, brother.
No, that's right. That's 100% true. Not to be too rude, but Jake didn't know how to spell nanny back then. Jake didn't know how to spell. You didn't know how to spell the things you want, man. And that's what a parent does with a kid. If you want it, spell it. Jake, you don't know how to spell garage. You don't know how to spell a house. You don't know what you want. Let me get Proverbs 14 and 15. Just like a big kid. Hey, mommy, can I get this? Can I get that? I want this.
This book of Proverbs, chapter 14, and verse number 15. It says, what? The simple believe in every word.
Hey, the Lord said what? The simple believe in every word. Go ahead.
It says what? But the prudent man looketh well to his going.
Yeah, wise man will perceive. Nah, I can't have all. I understand that, there's time and a place. I'm in captivity. Therefore, it's not meet for me to set my heart upon the things that this world glorifies, such as a glamorous house, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, two car garage. It's not happening, brother. Get over it. If a brother tell me you want, I might tell him to shut up.
Yeah.
I might tell him to be
I
quiet.
want to hear brother say, he uttered the words, I want a 3-car garage, a 7-bedroom house, right? A nanny, right? I want 2 dogs, 3 lambs, 5 turtle doves. Brother, come on, man. What are you talking about? The brother ain't say he want the kingdom.
No.
He didn't say he desire to have the knowledge and the wisdom of the Most High God, prudence, temperance, which things the Lord said is the most profitable to have in your lifetime. Right? So the brother want everything but the fear of God.
The things that you desire, they're not there to teach you discipline and wisdom. That house won't teach you wisdom and what to do in the time of trouble. That house won't teach you understanding and how to raise up your children. These things that you desire, they're not teachers. They're just items. They're very tangible. And when something is tangible, it also means it can be destroyed. So why place your heart upon things that it can easily be destroyed and perish? Whereas you have the kingdom of heaven, thus said the Lord. And again, we can't begin to dive into the topic of the kingdom of heaven without us going into it with hours, because there's so much to express. And the Lord, he gave us a glimpse of the kingdom of God. Gold, the pearls, the servants. Some things I may not utter because, it's too yucky. Right? Brothers know what I'm talking about. Brothers know what I'm talking about. And hold on. No, that's what the Lord said, man. We know what I'm talking about, man. That's right. God. Hey, you gotta deal with it. This is what the Lord set up for us.
Yeah. He said, in his right hand are riches and pleasures forevermore.
Hey, the gold and rubies aren't going to perish in the kingdom. You're not going to get foreclosure on your house because you're late on rent. These things aren't happening, man. You're not going to get arrested for walking outside your house by Esau, the so-called white man. Those days will be long gone, because what's presented to you now is the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
To thrive, to dwell in for the eons. That's your future, brother. Bring out, this is what I wanted. I never got it. This is Ezekiel. Jeremiah, actually. All right, let me get the book of Jeremiah. We'll see what exact every vision. I gotta get this one for one time. Is that it?
Exact every vision.
As prior to that, the Lord said, there will be a proverb in the land. Okay, one.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 12, and verse number 23. Therefore, tell them, therefore, Thus saith the Lord God, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision.
What are the visions of the Lord? Did he express them to man, to the prophets? Yea, the things that are known to God are brought forth unto the prophets. The visions of the Lord is his son returning with a sharp sword, with the angels with the sickle in their hand, getting ready for the harvest. That's the vision of the Lord. And when it's exacted, it means it's fulfilled.
That's right.
It means it's happening or happened. For something to be exact, it means it's playing out in real time. So when the Lord said in Isaiah 14:2, one people shall take another into their land, the Israelites taking the heathen into our land, right, and making them servants and handmaids, that's a vision that shall surely come to pass. That's a vision that shall be exacted. The same way when the Lord said, let there be light, he had the vision, and so it happened. When the Lord made man and Adam to move this way and that way, his vision was exacted. So we have nothing but confidence and pure utter faith that these things, these visions, the rest of the visions that the Lord had will surely happen in our lifetime. These are the things that we look forward to. These are the things that we set our hearts towards. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. Yes, money is a defense, but I'm not drooling over my next check. Yeah, $300. Not that I'm, 300, but man may be drooling over anything, man.
Go down the drain anyway.
Yeah, it's going to go straight back to the pockets of the man that gave it to you.
That's right.
Stop being deceived by Esau. Stop being just being tossed to and fro like a big kid, man. And get my money.
Like a toddler, man.
Got my money. I'm about to go to the store. You get your chain, your Rolex, looking like a butt. Just no assets.
Yeah.
Just liabilities. Your life is a liability, Jake.
Waiting for that refund.
Oh, refund check. What's the stimmy? I'm waiting for the stimmy again.
Stimmy.
You put all your trust and your faith in Pharaoh and Egypt and all the things that he has offered because, I mean, he gave it to you. He's your daddy, man.
Good point. Yeah, quick point. They got a lot of false articles about, the stimulus check. Yeah, it's coming next month. Another stimulus check is coming out. And they make those articles, first of all, for you to tune in. That's how they make their money, by you visiting those sites, right? But they do that predicated upon your lust for money, right? Because they know, hey, look, you enjoyed those stimmies and the days are old. So now let's create a website in which we keep enticing you to visit this website so we can make money predicated upon your lust for wealth. Rat trap. See, hey, man.
Hey, just like, look up a rat trap and look up a rat getting bit. First of all, before it gets bit by that snare, it gets enticed by the smell. The smell is that's what's enamoring. Yeah, my grandfather, he put peanut butter on it and cheese, maybe put a little bit of meat on it, a little bacon bite, whatever. Right?
Because they call money cheese.
They call money cheese. And what does that make you? A rat. That makes you a rat. For those who love money and the cheese, that makes you a rat.
Yeah.
And where's this cheese, is money placed upon? Nothing but a snare. And that snare is your job. That snare is that golden chain. That snare is the drugs, the witchcraft. That snare are the things that money presents itself in. And there you are being a rat that you are, just getting trapped by,
chasing to
get devoured.
Yep. Con. The brother bringing it out, man. So our people, they chase this wealth, they chase this money, and you should be chasing the kingdom. Right? Give me 2nd Esdras chapter 16, Salakia 7 and verse 20. 2nd Esdras 7 and 20.
It's the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 7 and verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life because they despise the law of God.
There be many that perish in this life because they despise the laws of God. So a lot of people are going to die, man. And we pray that we don't perish for wickedness, man. Because everybody has done wickedness on the earth. That's in Ecclesiastes 7 and 20. There's not one that doeth good. So we need the mercy of the Most High in these last days. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. Sirach 2:18. Read on.
Reading on, it says, what? Because they despise the law of God that is set before them. For God hath given straight commandment to such as came, what they shall do to live, even as they came, and what they shall observe to avoid judgment.
Keep reading. Right.
Nevertheless, they were not obedient.
What?
They were not obedient unto him, but spake against him and imagined vain things.
And did what?
And imagine vain things.
And imagine vain things. So what's imagining a vain thing? Imagining to merge man with robot. And we're going to keep bringing that out because the so-called white man is sick, man. And this is what he purposed to do on the earth. We have to get out of here, man. I don't see how a brother would want to stay in America. If you want to stay in America, don't come around me, man. Don't come around us, man. We don't want to talk to you because your mind is defiled. The Lord said, from here we'd have no continual city. Give me that in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 14, man. So we should be hastening the days of the Lord. And guess what? The day of the Lord is around the corner, man. Right? The day of the Lord is vastly approaching. Right? Hey, it was the days of the Lord during the time of the disciples, man.
That's right.
And the Lord made his first coming, but he's about to make his second coming, man. And you had all these guys, it was a false prophet by the name of Jim Jones in the 60s. They thought he was the Lord, but he led them, they behind in a mountain and they died there. So if they say low here and low there, you can't believe them.
That's
There was
right.
another false prophet. It still might have been Jim Jones. He made them drink poison. Right? And he said, come with me. Behold, I am. Right? And they all died and gave up the ghost. And guess what? It's going to come back around on the earth, man. You're going to have guys talking about I am he, ye are they that shall follow me. He gonna be real poetic. And he gonna shoot great signs and wonders. So-called white man. Read on.
Hebrews 13 and 14, it says what? For here we have no continuous city.
So in America, we don't have a continual city. Show me the city of the so-called black man that he owns. No, I want to know one city that the black man owns. Can anybody name it? If we was to look that up on ChatGPT, what city do the so-called black man own? I'm pretty sure there's no cities. Read on.
It says what? But we seek one to come.
What the Bible say?
But we seek one to come.
So we seek a city to come. Read on. Go to John 17 and 14. Right. So here we have no continued city, but we seek one to come. Right. So going back to this being a final hour in the day of doom, we're going to get that out of second Esdras, the 14th chapter, because it was even the end during the time of Esdras. Right. But now we're just growing closer to the end. Right. Midnight, doomsday. Right. Hey, the scriptures say, watchmen, what of the night? What of the night? The dark, the light cometh, or the morning cometh, and the night. Right? Because the morning is coming. Why? Because Yahweh Shai has come back. He's the son of the morning. But it's also darkness because the day of the Lord is darkness. If you have ears to hear.
That's right.
You got it.
This John chapter 17 and verse 14. I have given them thy word.
I did what?
I have given him thy word.
I have given them thy what?
I have given him thy word.
Right? And the word is Yahweh Shai. So we have Yahweh Shai. Read on.
And the world hath hated them.
And the what?
And the world have hated them.
This filthy, wicked, polluted, cesspool, abominable, odious world has hated us. Read on.
Because they are not of the world.
They are what?
They are not of the world.
And we are not of this world. Although we're in this world, we're not of this world because we don't do the works of the world. We hate the world. Right? Like you say, got the red pill and you got the blue pill. Right? Matter of fact, let's look that up. Because a lot of men, they don't know what that is. Right? In the red pill, we got to bring it out. Let's see what the Bible, or let's see what man's wisdom is talking about. But it's all predicated upon the Bible. They say the choice between a red pill or blue pill is a metaphorical decision popularized by the film The Matrix. If you haven't seen that movie, watch it. Right? Where the blue pill represents remaining in a comfortable, blissful ignorance of reality. And that's what a lot of people like. They like that ignorance. They say ignorance is bliss. Yeah, I don't want to know about the end. I just want to continue to be a freak. Because truth be told, you have a lot of freaks out here in the world, man.
That's right.
You have men that have money, like very, very wealthy men that's right now freaking off and doing all. I'm not going to say what they're doing, but you should have some type of understanding and some type of knowledge to know. Right? And then it says, and the red pill represents choosing to face the harsh, sometimes painful truths of the real world. And that's why the Lord said, he that increaseth knowledge, increaseth sorrow. because the more you know, the more sorrowful you become. But then after that sorrow, there's a form of joy because you understand all of it. That's why the Lord said, if a man have a good heart toward the Lord, he shall rejoice at all times with a cheerful countenance. Sirach 26:4. But you got it, brother.
Reading on, it says what? Because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world.
And we not of the world. Now give me 2 Andrew 7:40 about the day of doom. Might be 43. 43.
Yep.
And real quick, I want to make it a point. There's nothing wrong to have fun, be in mirth, right? But you have to do it in season. The Lord gave us appointed seasons to have fun and to enjoy one another and to drink our wine, to eat our bread, right? We have those times, but you also have to understand the times that we're coming into, right? And I'm pretty sure the people over there right now, they don't know what time we're living in. And the Lord said, broad is the way that leads to destruction. You got it, brother.
It's the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 7, and verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time.
Shall be the what?
Shall be the end of this time.
No, the beginning of this time.
Shall be the end of this time.
Shall be the end of this time. Jacob is the end of the world. I mean, Slaki, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. Slip of the tongue. Bring it out.
Reading on. And the beginning of the immortality for to come.
And the beginning of the immortality for to come. Because believe it or not, brothers are already approaching immortality by learning this knowledge. You're going to have men that don't die on the earth, man. Some of these brothers, they're not going to die. Let's say that in 2 Andrew 6:26. Read on.
Reading on. Wherein corruption is past, intemperance is at an end.
Corruption is past. Evil, adultery, murder. It's not going to be adultery in the kingdom of God. You got to worry about your pastor sleeping around with your wife. Then you confront him. He say, well, hold on, man. I'm the pastor, right? I'm pastor.
Spirit on her.
Right? She came on to me, right? But you had no integrity like Joseph, man. Right? Joseph, he had integrity, right? He ran, he got up out of there, man. She grabbed his garment, right? Tried to rip his clothes off, tried to harass him, assault him. You got it, brother.
That was script. That was
sexual assault in the scriptures, man. That was the first case, really the second, right? You got, you know about the other one with the daughters and the father, but can you read that again? Because it was a key word. I just wanted to touch on this one word.
It says what? Wherein corruption is past, intemperance is at an end.
Temperance, this is a definition. The quality of moderation or self-restraint. That temperance is no longer there. That's not going to be in man's mind. Well, maybe I should be respectful. I have to think about that. Hey, that man in that day, he's going to grab her. And I'm going to tell you one thing. They're not going to play Monopoly. Yeah. They're not going to play Connect 4. Yeah. It's going to get real violent.
They're going to play Twister, man. You know, they're going to do a lot of wild things in that day, right? And I got an article.
it's violent.
God, right? They say, I said, what is going on in D.C.? Because you got to know what's going on, man. You got certain brothers, but what's going on? I wasn't too caught up on that. Yeah. What do you mean you wasn't too caught up on it? Right? It says in D.C., President Trump recent law enforcement crackdown is ongoing, with National Guard troops now being armed and federal police present in high crime areas. Yeah, so southeast, northeast, right, uptown, right, right, or southwest. All these places are getting judged, man. Right, Mayfair, right, Chopper City, right, Benning Road. All these places are getting cut down by the police.
That's right.
Right? Hey, Jake, see if Jake was to come up in the hood, they'd be ready to shoot him. Oh, that's an op. Yeah, we about to hop in this car, this free car, and spin the bin. Right? All manner of witchcraft and demonism, right? Leading to a mixed response from residents and sparking intensified debate over the city statehood. Right? And I'm gonna be honest, man. This is all psyop. Because DC is not even the most a crime infested place right now? What about Chicago? What about St. Louis, Baltimore? But you're highlighting DC. Right now, is DC madness? Yes. Is it a lot of murder there? Debauchery, YNs? Of course. But it's not how the so-called white man Trump is making the scene. Right? All because that white man got beat up. Y'all know about this? Because that Edomite got beat up. Right? And that Edomite, his name is crazy, man. Right? You know, Ezekiel, right? We're not gonna say his name, but he got beat down. Right? It say economically, they are growing costs for residents with a recent DC water fee increase and ongoing discussions about the city's regulatory practices and housing policy. So really, this is a underhanded scheme to get the so-called blacks out of DC, man, to kick you out, to make you a pilgrim on the earth. And then it says, on the local sense, the city is hosting events like the Homebrew Music Festival and the Clipper Race week at the wharf, while also dealing with the invasion of spotted lanternflies and the planned removal of a beloved cherry tree. What does that have to do with anything? The so-called white man, he always try to make it sound good at the end. Yeah, even though this going on, we still got our cherry tree we have to remove. We're still dealing with these flies. So you just put that in the same category as dealing with flies and a cherry tree. So you're basically trying to, sensitize what's going on. All right. So again, Day of Doom, the final hour. Yeah, they're trying to undermine the main objective, like the brother Marshall. Yeah. That's like you say, yeah, I did this, but also I'm working on this, working on that. And well, hold on, we got to focus on your wrongdoing first, man. A guy say, yeah, I committed adultery, but I also give alms. Well, hold on, you're still off, right? You got it, King.
3 James 3. No, that's facts. That's what you call being a double tongued, fork tongue. James chapter 3, verse 6 on. James chapter 3 and 10. Yeah. What?
In the book of James, chapter 3, and verse number 10 says, what? Out of the same mouth proceeded blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not to be so.
Mm-hmm.
It says, verse 11, doeth a fountain send forth at the same place, sweet water and bitter?
You got some nerve. You got some nerve writing that article trying to bring forth bitter and sweet water as if we're not going to taste bitter. I can give this brother a cupcake, but if it's any percentage of bitterness, he's going to think, damn, this is bitter. Now I can do all my abilities to persuade the brother and put his mind at ease, let him know, well, did you taste a little bit of sweetness? He can say, yeah, but it's still bitter. It's human mind and psychology. We're familiar with recognizing wrong and evil first, right? That's why men and women, we always remember the bad things. It's easy for us to remember the bad and negative, right? That's easily more recognizable as opposed to the good. That's not always good, but that's just life. Men don't remember, damn, I remember did this. Jake don't really, yeah, he gave alms. Yeah, I remember did this. So, I say all that to say just Esau is real crafty with his words when it comes to bringing forth messages. There's nothing new on that, so.
That's right. It's the second Esdras chapter 14. We're going to close out. Right. Second Esdras, the 14th chapter. Start at the 11th verse.
Book of second Esdras chapter 14 and verse number 11. For the world is divided into 12 parts.
The Lord say,
for the world is divided into 12 parts.
The world is divided into 12 parts. So you got to picture this like on a clock. The world is divided into 12 parts. Read on.
Says what? And the 10 parts of it are gone already, and half of a 10th part.
Right. So what? 10:30. Right. So even in the time of Esdras, it was the end times. Things was going on. Read on.
and there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now, therefore, set thy house in order.
Do what?
Set thy house in order.
Now you have to set your house in order. Right? That's spiritual, but that's also physical. Right? You had that man, he set his house in order. I believe Judas did that. Right? He set his house in order and he offed himself. Right? So, but you can't set your house in order and destroy your flesh. You have to set your house in order and you have to arm yourself with the armor of the Most High. Right? Even I believe in 2 Kings, the 20th chapter, you had a man that set his house in order. Matter of fact, let's bring that up. Right? He set his house in order, and guess what, man? Things happen. Right? So setting your house in order is double fold. We'll keep reading on to that, King.
Reading on, it says, what? Now, therefore, set thy house in order.
Do what?
Set thy house in order and reprove thy people.
Don't let it fall apart.
And reprove thy people.
So you got to set your house in order. The scriptures say by slothfulness, the building decayeth. So if you're slothful, your house is going to drop through. I mean, literally, that's why you have professions like maintenance, because you have to upkeep a home. You can't just be in a home for 20 years. You never cleaned up. You never fixed anything. You know how bad that house will look, right? So you have to set your house in order. Read on.
It says, what? Comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption.
And do what?
Renounce corruption.
Do what?
Renounce corruption.
Renounce corruption. That's it. Yep. So this is about Hezekiah, right? Now, Hezekiah was a mighty man. He did a lot of mighty acts. But just like most of our forefathers, a lot of them wasn't perfect, right? You only had a few men that was labeled perfect. Job was perfect. Abraham, right? These men were perfect. Read on.
It says what?
So like it, 2 Kings chapter 20, verse 1. In those days was Hezekiah sick unto death. And we're sick unto death, man. We're sick of this place, right? We're spiritually sick. You got brothers that actually have sicknesses, man, ailments. So we're sick unto death. And the prophet Isaiah, the son of Amos, came to him and said unto him, thus saith the Lord, set thine house in order, but thou shalt die and not live. So Isaiah the prophet told Hezekiah, you need to set your house in order because you're about to die. Right? So death is coming to the land. So you have to set your house in order so you don't die. Now give me Ecclesiastes 9 and 12. Yeah. Yeah, death follows you, man. God.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse number 12. For man also knoweth not his time.
The Bible say?
For man also knoweth not his time.
Truly, man doesn't know his time. I mean, a brother could, God forbid, accidents happen. A brother lose his leg. Yeah. Yep. I mean, anything can happen. Right? I believe you had a man in the scriptures, the sun beat upon his head, gave up the ghost. Yeah. Yeah, the sun beat upon his head. He had a stroke, a heat stroke in the field, man. And I'm gonna be honest, that's an honorable death. Yeah, because he died working, providing for his family. Yeah. I mean, that's just like if a brother passed today, he's at work. He was out there. He might be a road commission. He might be I don't know, an electrician. And he may have so happened to got electrocuted on the job. Even though that's unfortunate, but at least he died at work, man. He didn't die in a hotel room, right? He didn't die in the alley, right, with a crack pipe in his hand. Yeah, he didn't die on the couch with a needle in his vein, and a white woman laying next to him. That's a bad way to die, man. What can you really say? I mean, the brother have a bad name, man. Yeah, they probably wouldn't want to talk about how he died. Well, yeah, he got called home. Let's just leave it right there. Yeah, that freaky guy. Yeah,
All those drugs.
yeah. Little freak X. Yeah.
He was in his underwear, in his tighty whities, running
Freeway.
around, bugged out,
Freeway.
like it was the movie Brian.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker.
He said, come to the party. Right? He said he told them to come to the party. The people that was in the it was madness, man. Yeah. Right? Now I don't know if brother seen the video, watched it, whatever the case may be. Right? You might watch 2 seconds of it and clicked off. This is madness. Right? Yeah, that's pretty much what brothers did. Right? So he said, look, come to the party. What are you talking about, man? That's like that P. Diddy spirit, man. He asked Fabulous, why do you want to party with me? But we ain't never really party, What are you talking about?
Why can't we just play basketball?
Yeah, that's what Fabulous said. He said we did party. We ain't never really party, Eyes. Right? He was going off, man. Right? So men like that, imagine him in the day of the Lord, man.
Scraping.
Right? He might got a bunker. He might say, yeah, you can come to my bunker under certain conditions.
Your RSVP.
Right? You gotta sign your life away to come to my bunker, man. Right? He gonna say, look, you're now my property. Right? Right? And souls of men. Just like America has the souls of men.
Gotta sleep in your underwear.
Yeah.
What do you say? Scrambling and scraping?
Yeah.
See, I like
Right? And I just read something else, man. It's a lot of madness going on in the world. There was a guy that kept a woman in a bunker for 12 years, man.
Okay.
You saw that? Yeah, he kept a Edomite woman in his bunker for 12 years. So I don't know if brothers ever seen that movie Cloverfield. Yeah. And that's the same thing, man. A lot of these movies aren't based off, the creativity of the so-called white man. No, he gets it from other things. But let me just bring this out real quick. Brother can make a point.
Yeah, in that movie Cloverfield Lane, it was real nuts. Man, he was going through some psychosis. He had a lot of mental disorders going on while harboring 2 souls in his basement. And that basement wasn't the most comfortable. It was very uncomfortable, if you would. And he had strange requests. He kind of flipped out. Shut up.
Check this out. Notable cases of women kidnapped and held captive in bunkers include the Australian case of Elizabeth Fritzl, who was in prison for 24 years. And 24 years, man, that's older than some brothers out here. And the kidnapping of Samantha Sites in Michigan. Oh, that was in Michigan. Samantha Stites in Michigan. The notorious 2006 case of Natasha Kampusch is also often associated with this type of crime, as she was held captive in a small windowless cellar for 8 years. So a lot of what we're talking about is not far-fetched. So if this is happening now, and the Lord said evils will increase on the earth, how much more in Jacob's trouble?
That's right.
Right? Man, that's crazy.
Luke 7:45. In these last days, you got to gird up your loins. You got to examine yourself. You got to pray. You got to fast. You got to read. You got to study. Get your house in order. Of course, bring forth fruit meet for repentance. And as we always say, make your body a living sacrifice. That doesn't only apply to brothers out there in the highways and byways and walking elements throughout the course of the day, but also in your house, also at work, also when you run errands, also when you're with your children, everywhere. Right, you always have to present your body a living sacrifice. And you got to remember, you're not running this truth really for yourself only. Even as it reads inside, right? I live in for myself, while those who can see, learn and understand. Because you're in this truth for your brother. If you fall, your brother will crumble a little bit. If a mighty man falls away, I mean, what's the heart of the people? Where is their heart going to lie? Is it going to lie in faith and hope, or in misery and despair? I mean, more so the latter. I mean, surely you can see and read the accounts with Judas Maccabees and the people who sorely are afraid cross over the rivers. Judas was sent to his body and lived a sacrifice. He made an example. And then, surely enough, the people followed after. And so we have to be living examples one to another, even as Yahushua was a living example unto men, the children, the Israelites, so-called Blacks, Hispanic, Native American, men, women, and children. You can bring that out.
It's book of Luke, chapter 7, and verse number 45. Thou gavest me no kiss, but this woman, since the time I came in, have not ceased to kiss my feet.
Right, Yahushua is speaking to Simon, and he's explaining to him, the moment I walked into this woman's house, she has not ceased. She did not stop. She didn't yield to kiss my feet. Go ahead.
Verse 46. My head with oil, thou didst not anoint, but this woman have anointed my feet with ointment.
Okay.
Wherefore I said to thee, her sins, which are many, are forgiven.
So what she did was what you may call an act of service, but really alms and charity, right? And so through her alms and charity, her sins was forgiven. So we can take that account and apply it to our life when it comes to service and our brothers. All right, we perform alms and charity amongst each other, whether it be giving a brother water in the name of Christ, whether it may be providing brother advice, precepts, anything, instructions. It could be anything. Take a brother to his car. That's a form of love and care. Continue.
For she loved much, but to whom little is forgiven, the same loving little.
I want to touch on 2 points. Right, love is an action word. And Yahweh is pretty much explaining. She loved me through her actions. She didn't just simply say, "Yeah, I love you," Lord, and then walk out the house and went to wherever she wanted to. I mean, she loved him by not saying it, but by doing it. And that's what the Lord expects of us. You can say we love him in name and in deed, but not in action. So when you really love the Lord, it's going to be shown. You're going to wear your fringes. You're not going to eat pork. You're going to keep the Sabbath day. You're going to raise your household in order. You're going to examine yourself. You're going to do all the things that the Lord required of us. Okay. Oh, read that again.
It says what? For she loved much, but to whom little is forgiven, the same loveth little.
Right. So you're going to get what you put in. So if you love the Lord a little bit, if you pray one time a day, it's not the biggest declaration of your love for the Most High God. Whereas if a brother is praying 7 times a day or 5, right, the most of his ability, that's the greatest form of love too. The Lord knows what you can do for him, the same way a man knows what his household can do. So, obviously the Lord isn't expecting us to pray 144,000 times a day, but he knows how much we can do and what we can't put in. So you as an Israelite watching this video, make sure that you know what you can put in for the Lord. Right? Don't be content. Don't be complacent. Don't be content with your prayers. That's why the Lord said, pray without ceasing. And so we pray without ceasing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel. Some brothers pray when they get home. Some brothers pray when they arrive to work. Some brothers pray when they arrive to their destination. Some brothers just pray random, just because they want to think and thank the Lord.
That's right.
And so that's our exhortation to brothers, and to tighten up in these last days, because all hell is breaking. You may not be thinking that, well, these brothers are at a park. There's a new moon. Hell isn't breaking loose. Oh, just because you don't see brothers with their shirt rent in twain and me fighting a lion, and I not fighting off 4 men, and Malachi with 2 guns in his hand fighting off the cops, don't mean all hell isn't breaking loose. It's slowly but surely. We brought it out earlier. It's a climax, man.
Yeah.
You think all hell isn't breaking loose in DC right now? And sure enough, to New York and Chicago and the following neighboring cities, all doom is ready to be made present before your doorstep. And so you got to examine yourself lest you get caught up into it and be destroyed by the hand of the Most High God. And you got to make sure that you love him accordingly. Because if you love him any less, I mean, your sins are going to be covered just a little bit. Just a little bit. You got to examine and remember how many sins you do a day. How many off things you say. The Lord can see your words as pride. The Lord can see your actions as pride. The Lord can see anything however he wants because he's your God. So if you falling short, or if you examine and consider how many times you fall short in a day, how much more should your works exceed that? That I yield. We're going to close it out. One last precept, right? Give me what I want. Ecclesiastes. Did I get Ecclesiastes 9 and 12?
Yeah, we ain't finished it, but you got it.
Con, bring that out again. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 12.
Spoke of Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 12. For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in the evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare. So are the sons of men snared in the evil time.
They are what?
Are snared in the evil time.
So a lot of men are going to be snared in the evil time. The Lord said, like as a snare shall it come upon all those that dwell on the earth. Right, so just like the days of Noah, as it states in Matthew 24:37 on down, they were eating, drinking, marrying, giving in marriage until it rained that day, or till the windows of heaven were opened up, and these men were flooded out. And it was so much water that it reached 20 feet above the highest mountain of the earth. And the highest mountain is about roughly 27,000 feet up. So how much water is that? It's abundant. Right? There's no surviving it. I don't care if you climb the highest mountain, you still got to float 20 feet. And you ain't have enough time to do that. Right? Hey, you try to climb the mountain, you better have the proper gear. Did they have the proper gear in the days of Noah to climb a mountain? Not? Absolutely not.
Nope.
Right? They didn't have rope. They didn't have none of these things, oxygen tank. They didn't have the gears and the things they need wherein they can climb a 27,000 feet a mountain. Not even the most professional mountain climbers can do that. If you can climb a 27,000 feet mountain as a professional mountain climber, you will be very extremely wealthy, and you might go down as a legend mountain climber. Right? So the point is, there's no escaping the judgment of the Lord. There's no way, no bunker you can go to. There's no space force you can go in and try to flee the earth. It's not going to happen. Trying to crack the firmament to get to the heavens of the Lord. You think you're going to get to the heavens and you by the throne of the Most High? You just knock on. You think there's a door you could knock on? You open up the door, and you see the Lord right there. You see Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. You think that's gonna happen, so-called white man? You're a damn idiot, man. Because there's no escaping the judgments of the Lord. Well, say that. Give me Amos 5 and 18. We can close it out with that. Precepts. Amos 5 and 18.
Amos chapter 5 and verse number 18 says what? Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
It's what?
It's darkness and not light.
It's darkness and not light. Read on.
As if a man did flee from a lion.
Hey, a man flee from a lion. Right now, you try to flee from a lion, you might not make it far, first of all. But let's just say you do escape the lion. Keep reading.
It says, and a bear met him.
And a what?
And a bear met him.
So you flee from a lion and a bear meets you. And let's just say, hypothetically speaking, by the miracle of God, you escape that lion and that bear. Then what's going to happen?
Or went into a house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him.
And a serpent bit you, man. And we know you're not Paul. You're not shaking off no serpent. So guess what? This is a metaphorical way of saying there's no escaping the judgment of the Lord.
So that the day of darkness and not light, even very dark and brightness
and no brightness in it. Now this is Ecclesiastes 9 and 7. It say, go thy way, eat thy bread with joy. And your bread also represents the knowledge of the Most High. So you got to eat of this knowledge with joy. Learn of these scriptures. Get the breakdowns. Get your house in order. Fix your spirit up. And drink thy wine with a merry heart. That also represents the knowledge of the Most High. That spice wine, right? Proverbs 9 and 5.
Song of Solomon, the 5th chapter, right? You have to learn of the Lord, learn of these scriptures.
That's right.
And then it says, for God now accepteth thy works. So this is double fold because it's the new moon, the 6th month. And 6 represents incompletion, destruction. So we may see a lot of judgment during this month. And then we got the 7th month coming in, high spiritual days, holy days, set apart days of the year, godly days, solemn days, sacred, right? And it's going to be more evil on the earth as the Most High is magnifying his word. So with that, I yield.
The book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse number 7. You know, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. So in these last days, the only way to so-called get away from this is to actually be a stand-up, righteous, holy man and woman and child of God. You got to have your faith and you got to have righteous work back behind you so you can escape the perils that's coming amongst the earth in these last days.
Revelation 3:2, it reads, be watchful and strengthen the things which remain. What are the things that are remaining in your life? It may be the things that the Most High granted. Whether you watch over this soul, your house, city, region, anything, over your finances, whatever remains in your life that you typically tinker with and make sure it's still stable. You have to strengthen. Strengthen means to fortify. It means allowing it to be built so properly and well structured that nothing can overthrow it. Whether it be spirits, man, your thought, nothing. Nothing can overthrow the things that you strengthen. You strengthen it in the spirit of the Lord. You're strengthening it and plastering it with the precepts. These precepts are bricks that strengthen your house. What can penetrate a precept? If the Lord said in Hebrews 4:12 that the word of the Lord is sharper than any two-edged sword, it's sharper than it. It's breaking down the sword, an impenetrable sword. So be watchful and strengthen the things which remain. And again, you strengthen it with the power of the Most High God and the wisdom and the precepts that He's granted you. Be watchful, and you got to be watchful. That goes without saying. That's plain upon tables. That doesn't need a far explanation and breakdown. And I don't need to provide metaphors and analogies to understand what it means to be watchful. Strengthen things which remain that are ready to die, because anything can die. As long as we're in this earth, the things that we're watching over is corrupt. The things that we tend to can easily break down. So it's our duties as the man of the Lord to continue to watch over it and strengthen it by any means necessary. That may require you to stay up a little bit later. It may require you to time block. It may require you to put other needs above your own that are ready to die. Anything can die, right? We can die. We can give up the ghost. If you don't strengthen yourself with the precepts, I mean, surely you shall die. For I have not found thy works perfect before God. And that's true. Our works are not anywhere close, anywhere near perfection before the eyes of the Most High God.
That's right.
The man shall say in his heart, well, I'm doing perfect in this, and I'm doing fine. I'm doing just good enough. Hey, well, that's not perfect to the Lord. That's nowhere near. That's not an iota of a bit to perfection that you may think it is. So that means what? This verse essentially means that there's constant work and reconstruction that needs to be done and established in our life, in the body, in the camp, with our house, everything in between. There's always constant work that needs to be done, and it's never enough. But with that, Israel has been edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. Israel may have a clear understanding and strong idea of what the blood moon represents, right? This new moon, the other catastrophes that's headed towards our way, our neck of the woods. Our brothers can enjoy their new moon, their mighty holy Shabbat, be in mirth, drink, eat, and remember the Lord. Shalom.